Hi everyone, this is Michelle at STEMscopes, and I'm going to navigate the student side of STEMscopes with you today. So I am logged in as a student. Kenzie is my name. In your upper right hand corner, you'll see this people figure, and that should be your name there. And then I have this blue navigation bar that tells me all the different areas I can go. It's going to default to assignments. So these are the assignments your teacher has assigned to you. Then you're going to have an option to look at grades. And once you turn in an assignment, it then goes and moves over to the grade category. And it'll show you grades. And if it says grade pending, that means your teacher hasn't released the score yet. Learning resources is another area in which you can explore. Any notes you take within, and I'll show you how to do that, will drop here. Visual glossary is you will have access to different videos that work with definitions that you'll be studying. So you use this toolbar up top here to find the first letter of the word, and then you go ahead and click on that visual and it'll play that. Either it'll show you a word or it'll be a video and a visual, one of the two. All right, so I'm going to go back here to assignments, and we're going to take a look at this page. So on this page, I kind of have a lot going on here, or Kenzie does. So at the top, I have this red box right here that says one of my assignments have been returned to me. Down here, I have categories that my teacher created for my assignments. And then down here are all of my assignments that have been assigned to me by my teacher. Okay, let's start with these assignments. The assignments, the orange tab that says assign, that means it's been assigned and I haven't started it yet. The green box means that these are assignments that have been assigned to me and I started them, but I did not finish them. I did not turn them in. Your assignments are going to list by the earliest to the most recent date, and it'll restart that category with the green. So earliest to the most recent. Okay? So now let's go back up to this red box. So I have this red box telling me that an assignment's been returned to me. So now I'm going to scroll down until I find the corresponding red box. Here it is. And this is the assignment that's been returned to me by my teacher. Your teacher will leave you a note like this teacher did here. Look at your reasoning. Please use the word refract to. So that means I'm going to scroll down to the reasoning, which is right here, and I'm going to have to rewrite it using the word refract. Once I do that, I will go ahead and turn it back into my teacher. Here's something that I can do, and Kenzie actually did this, is you can come over here. This is a toolbar. This tool right here allows you to write a whole section comment. So if I click on it, this is the first comment I was writing. Mrs. Kaza, I do not understand what you mean by adding the word refract. So I can write my teacher a note here. I can click save, and then when I turn it in, my teacher will see my note that I wrote to them. So you can communicate with your teacher through your assignment back and forth. So your teacher then can come back and write you additional terms or words or instructions. Okay, so that is that assignment. So I'm going to go back to the blue bar, back to assignments. I'm going to take a look at what I have here, and I'm going to go into one of these assignments. So I'm going to go into this assignment right here. Once you click on an assignment, you open it up. If your teacher wrote you a note, it'd be at the top. You then have the assignment here in which to complete. So make a plan for your diorama. So that's what you have to do here, and then there's some questions to answer. So you're going to use these tools. That's a text box. Go ahead and answer or make a plan. You can draw using the paintbrush. So you want to kind of decide which tools work best for you to fill out the answer to the question. Once you're finished, excuse me, you can turn it in by clicking the green turn in button right here. If you're not finished and you just want to save it and come back and work on it later, you simply click save and it'll stay underneath that assignments tab. Once you turn it in, this assignment will move over to the grading category because now it's sitting in a queue on your teacher end to either be graded or it'll automatically be graded and shoot you a score right back. Okay? Now you do have these tools here to help support you in answering your assignments. You have this lowercase a and this capital A. This will make your font larger if you want or smaller if you want. This is a text-to-speech tool. If you click on it, the speech bubble, the play will happen and questions can be read
Read the
aloud to
sphere
you.
information cards and plan how to include examples from each sphere in your diorama.
Okay, then you unclick it to shut it off. This is a dictionary tool, so if I click on this dictionary tool, it gives me this question mark, and I can click on a word, and it'll give me the definition, and I can even play that definition, or for pronunciation purposes. Sometimes words in science are kind of difficult. So you can do that as well. This is a highlighting tool, and this is a note-taking tool. So let's say that I wanted to, and I kind of mentioned this earlier, so if you wanted to write a note, you could do that here. If you wanted to highlight something within here, you could. So if you want to highlight that, you then choose your color and it will highlight for you. Then any notes or any highlights that you take will drop into this category over here automatically. So once you turn this assignment in, I click turn in, and you can't access it anymore, but your notes that you took on it will still drop right here. So if I go over to my notes, here it is. So you're just going to look for your different notes that you took. And these are all the notes that I have taken, even though I've turned these assignments in. Okay. So once again, you have this blue navigation bar up here, and then you're going to have, this is where all your assignments are. You've turned them in. We've talked about return. Now let's talk about these categories right here. Your teacher creates these categories, and these categories for me say work of for the week of September 21st, and this one says April 22nd. So if I click here, this will give me the work for the week. That's what I'm searching for, and it'll give me the 2 items that are due the week of September 21st. So sometimes your categories might say tests, labs, and that just gives you an idea of where the assignment falls. Okay, so I can go back up here to assignments, and then this will list all of my assignments. The next category is grades. So if I click on grades, this shows me my scores, my grades so far. If it says grade pending like it does right here, that means your teacher has not released the score yet. That means they haven't graded it just yet. So once your teacher releases a score, then you'll have a grade here too. So you'll be able to look at all of your grades. Once you turn an assignment in, it grays out like it is right here. That means you can't access it again. In order for you to get access to this assignment again, you would have to ask your teacher to return the assignment to you, and then you can add to it. So I turn this assignment in, the teacher released a score, I click on this assignment now, I can go in there and look at what credit I got on the assignment. So I'll be able to see which ones I got correct and which ones I did not. Looks like I'm doing pretty good so far there, all hundreds. Oh, here's a 0%, right? So that one I didn't do so great on. So it's going to tell me, but you won't be able to change your answers. Okay. So that is there, and those are your assignments, and that's your grades. So if you turned in an assignment and you wanted it back, just ask your teacher to return it to you. Learning resources, your teachers populate what goes in here. So you're automatically going to have access to all picture vocabulary to help support your understanding of science, and STEMscopedia, which is a reading, that's your text. So you can go and click in here in STEMscopedia. You can search if you wanted to for whatever scope or series of lessons chapter you're in. And then once you find the one that you're in, you can open it up, and then you can go ahead and read it. Your teacher also has the capability of assigning these to you. Okay, but just so you know, they're here under learning resources at all times. Picture vocabulary is another one. So if I go in here and we're still working on anatomy of a cell, that's the scope I'm in or the chapter I'm in, then I can have access to the picture vocab. Your teacher may put other items in your learning resources. Like I added this virtual learning into my resources. Your teacher may add other items in there. So this is a category that you can go to for additional support, or someplace if you want to explore more on a science topic that you're studying after you completed your assignments. My notes right here on the blue navigation bar, that's where those notes drop. We talked about that earlier. And then the visual glossary, all of our videos are here. We kind of talked about this. So if you wanted to look up hail, it'll show you a visual of hail. So you can click on visual, and it'll give you the definition of the term as well as a picture of the term. Some of them have videos and visuals like habitat here. If I click here, I can play a video.
Habitat. The place where an organism naturally lives and grows.
And then I just close it out. Okay? So that's the basics 101 of STEMscopes on the student end. Hopefully that's helped you today, and I wish you all the best, and have fun with science.